Okay, Bo, Leslie, Dubbar, RD, roll and record on blue, L, pro, red, and call speed. Vig, GPI the open and take it. Thanks to Tim Coakley for that wonderfully produced video. And to the greatest sports announcer I've ever worked with, Sports Broadcasting Hall of Famer Mike Tirico, for narrating it. By the way, Mike, a belated happy birthday. It was Saturday. It's impossible to express how deeply humbling and gratifying it is to join the legends of the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. First and foremost, this is a shared honor, shared with my immediate family and my road family. In particular, I wouldn't be standing here without the support of Mark Payton, Fred Gaudelli, Jimmy Moore, and Chip Dean. It was a leap of faith that shot my career into the stratosphere. Mark, Fred, and Chip are here tonight. Mark Payton, 4 simple words. I love you, man. We bonded immediately that first game I TD'd for you in '90, and that bond grew stronger with every broadcast, whether it was Sunday Night Baseball, Sunday Night Football, or HBO fights. I've never worked with a director who was so universally loved by his crews as you. Chip Dean, you are also beloved by your crews. No director challenged me more than you, and I relish that. You directed a Super Bowl-level show every Sunday and then Mondays with surgical skill for 18 straight years. By the way, Mark Payton and Chip Dean directed every single ESPN NFL broadcast from the very first one in 1987 through the 2019 Pro Bowl. 32 straight years. 2 directors. What a feat! Fred Gaudelli, Sports Broadcasting Hall of Famer. You are the greatest football producer in the history of sports broadcasting. Yeah. Not just my opinion, but also that of hundreds of other professionals in this industry, both above and below the line. You set the standard by which all other football producers are measured, and I am immensely proud to have manned that front bench with you. My eternal gratitude also goes to ESPN and ABC Sports for giving me the chance to live my dream. Many in the audience may have read the book, Those Guys Have All the Fun Inside the World of ESPN. I'm one of those guys. Thanks and love to my siblings Annie, Kate, Chris, Carl, and Hans. To my beloved parents Bill and Wilma Herklotz, who are streaming this ceremony on Cloudflix, on their 15-inch Magnavox up in their over 55 condo in heaven. Hopefully my dad's wearing matching socks. Also, thanks to my best friend Steve Flood, one of the best news photographers in the country and winner of countless Emmys and NPPA awards. Many of my dearest friends and colleagues, my road family, are here to celebrate this honor with me. Jim and Nancy Dove, R.D. Willis, Beep and Vig, Tom Small, Bo Gray, Leslie Katz, Steve Turnberger, John Howard, and Ed Collins. I love you all. It means the world to me that you're here tonight to share this honor with me. The long arc of my career started with the font eraser. In January of '82, on my first day as a fresh-faced young punk in the prop and floor department of WLWT in Cincinnati, an engineer on the 3rd floor sent me down to the newsroom to urgently pick up the font eraser, as many of you know, a totally fictitious device, kind of like a flux capacitor. The engineer told me to scream, "Does anyone have the font eraser? I need the font eraser now!" into the newsroom to get their attention, which I did without hesitation. I melted into a puddle as the newsroom staff erupted into uproarious laughter. Back in '82, hazing newbies like me was still common practice. After 2 years in the prop and floor department, I was elevated to an engineer at Channel 5, where I was immediately sentenced to the film chain, where I thought, yeah, I've reached the summit. I can die now. After a couple of months of that KP duty, my bosses finally sprung me from the film train prison and set me free into the wild to run camera, audio, tape, and TDing the 6 and 11 news for the next 5 years, co-anchored, I kid you not, by Jerry Springer. It's true. In that time frame, I also TD'd dozens of Reds and Bengals games at Riverfront Stadium. In January of '89, I received a call from ESPN Crewing offering me a gig TDing a college basketball game at Ohio State, directed by Kenny Fouts. That led to my long and glorious relationship with the network. Over the next 30 years, I had the privilege of mashing the buttons for 30 seasons of ESPN Major League Baseball. That was my 30 for 30, including 26 on Sunday Night Baseball, 23 seasons of ESPN NFL, 3 Olympics, 3 America's Cups, 3 Super Bowl pre, post, and halftime shows for ABC, 10 Pro Bowls, 25 home run derbies, countless college football and college basketball games, tournaments, bowls, including the 2000 National Championship game directed by Sports Broadcasting Hall of Famer Drew Esikoff. Yes. A bunch of HBO fights and TVKO fights with Mark Payton, and a single motorcycle jump in Vegas where nobody died and no animals were harmed. Time to lavish love on my crews. We can all debate who has the best crew in sports television. But I can tell you with absolute certainty that between Sunday Night Baseball and Monday Night Football, we had the best and the funniest crews in sports broadcasting, put together by the world-class operations team at ESPN, led by Chris Calcineri and his staff, Antoine Dance, Maria Santos, Eddie Okuno, Jim Munn, John Winders, Brock Weatherby, Jack Sheehan, Don Beauchene, Donna Shackett, Wendell Grigley, who's here tonight, and Kim Canner, who is also here. Shout out to outstanding directors Doug Holmes, Scott Johnson, Derek Mobley, Jeff Evers, Gary Clem, Billy McCoy, Ken Dennis, Roy Alfers, and Craig Janoff. Superb producers Andy Reichwald, Phil Orlins, Jay Rothman, and Jed Drake. My audio brothers, Scott Cuz Prey, Brian Shannon, Dan Buda Bernstein, Doug Birmingham, Patrick Martin, and Jonathan Freed. Incredible camera operators, Al Issue, Joe Vanderford, Steve Angel, Alan Powers, Jason Jobs, Tim Tu, Robin Fogden, Mike Chason, Steve Lowe, Duke Thorne, Tard Marshall, Greg Logan, John Lawrence, Larry Faircloth, Kevin Peterson, Softal Friedman, Kenny Harton, Bruce Leiter, Matt Lissandro, and the Hall of Famers Jeff Zachary and Dina Sheldon. Yeah, absolutely. My fellow TDs, Ross Flagg, Bob Yotis, Craig Short, Colby Bourgeois, and Daryl Harmon. My favorite EICs, Bruce Hogenboom and Jack Pakala. The all-world EVS room of Ryan Gemmel, Phil Andrews, Rembert Young, Ryan Connery, Phil Sizzle-Sadowski, Greg Janik, John Mark Stewart, David Hash Gray, and Mark Levy. In video, Rick Jones, Leo Boucher, Albert Hudelang, Bruce Rittenhouse, and Linus Walsh. And my favorite graphics operators of all time, Tom Small, who is here tonight, and Paula Fishman. Thank you to Ken Agard, SVG, and the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Also to Ken Kirschbaumer, Kerry Bowden, and Michael Goldman. Finally, thank you to my girlfriend and love of my life, my North Star, and my soulmate, Julie Moorhead. I love you, sweetie. And with that, as Bill Conti and the SVG Orchestra plays me off the stage, to borrow a famous Chip Dean line, no time, Ace. Thank you for this incredible honor.